my gosh, I have been waiting for this day for so long. I'm so thrilled to introduce to this audience my wonderful, beautiful friend, Alexandra Edmiston. Alex is a communications expert. She works in PR, corporate communications. She is also a Toronto-based storyteller whose debut book, or her book from 1996, was Confessions from the Cubicle, which received rave reviews from CTV in Montreal and Toronto. Also TVO and CBC Radio. It delved into the unique challenges young women are facing and how they're adapting to the corporate world. Now you have created this whole different side of who you are and have presented us with this masterpiece called The Immortal's Secret.
Yes.
So I'm thrilled to introduce you to the audience today and jump in and talk about what has inspired this beautiful creation and how did you come up with this mystical novel in regards to The Immortal Secret?
Yes, this book is very surprising. Most people don't know me as a fiction writer, but this has always been a dream of mine to write a book. And I love art and I love Paris. And I love that in that of so many of the portraits in the Louvre, you don't know their story. Mm-hmm. And as a storyteller, I really want to know their story, right? And I've created a book where I have the portrait, which is the Immortal, and she does come with a backstory. And it's through something that's very supernatural. It's a golden book. So I came up with that because I wanted to, if you're going to spend a lot of time writing a book, you have to do it about something that you absolutely love. And I feel like in our world, in our time, that we are really focused on staying young in our sort of version of immortality, right? It's incredible because you and I could potentially, it's a scary thing to think about, I feel, but we could potentially live to be 100, right? I mean, one of my aunts just celebrated her 99th birthday.
Amazing.
Yeah,
wow.
And that's kind of what inspired me, but I have to tell you something funny that inspired me too, that I always love to say, as Keith Richards always says about dying, you don't want to die, but you don't like the alternative either. So Keith kind of inspired me too.
Amazing. And so many, you took such creativity to create this, I'll call it a masterpiece because I couldn't stop reading it.
Thank you.
And audience, I got an early preview, I will say. And honestly, 2-3 years ago, Alex sent me a couple of chapters and said, hey, would you just read it? What do you think? And I was blown away. And I really encouraged her to continue this and to bring it fully to life. And oh my gosh, she has completely outdone the expectations I had. So even with that, it's such a phenomenal read. There's always challenges that come up. So what were some of those challenges that you faced as you were writing?
Well, I think the biggest thing, you need to carve out time. I work for a living, and so, I had to carve out time. So I have to confess to everyone, I haven't gotten a lot of sleep. My time to write is midnight to 2 a.m., which sounds crazy, but I am a night owl. When you're up alone at night, it's very quiet, and you're all by yourself, and you're just with your MacBook Air. And there were times, I really was gripped by imposter syndrome. And the reason I bring it up is that I feel like imposter syndrome is just kind of all these voices in our head. They seem to be amplified from people that have said things to you throughout your whole life, right? And somehow they're all coming together in some kind of conference in your head to tell you that you can't do this. And I think you just have to silence it. So I think we all suffer from it, but that was really a huge challenge for me. Thinking, who do you think you are? Yeah. What are you doing this? And and again, it's coming from a bad place. But the next day, I would just get. I think the next night you gotta go back to your computer and just keep on going.
Yeah. Nice. I love it, and I love the resilience that you show with sticking to it because that's a labor of love, right?
Yes.
And you can, when you read the book, you feel every ounce of passion and determination and dedication that you put into it. So when you think about what you want the audience to experience or the readers to experience, as they dive into The Immortal Secret, what are you hoping they're gonna feel from this?
Well, there's a couple of things. One of the things that I love about the book is it is a love story, but it's not a traditional love story in terms of romantic love story. It's a love story between a grandson and his grandfather. And, you know, my main character, who's a curator at the Louvre, you know, his grandfather has mysteriously disappeared. And it happened while he was in the ICU, he's doing cancer treatment, and then he finally gets out of hospital and finds out his grandfather has disappeared. So there is this journey that Benjamin's taking, and it is a journey of love. And it's a journey of, you know, redemption in a way, because Benjamin has not felt like, you know, he has a lot of privilege, and he's not really felt like he's lived a life. He's not proud of the life that he's lived. So this is one thing that he can do for his grandfather, try and figure out what happened. So I hope that people really relate to that love story. There's a few other love stories. That's not the only love story in the book. But I do, you know, this is one I hope that people are really drawn to. And, you know, there is a side of this book that's about your belief and your faith. You have the supernatural side, the mystical side, but you also have the spiritual side to it as well, right? And I loved having that as well. Yeah. So I hope that people are surprised by that and like that, and maybe see themselves in Benjamin a little bit, and some of the other characters.
And so, you know, I would say make sure you check out the Immortal Secrets. So what's next, Alex? Like, this is massive. So, you know, is there a book tour, movie? Because I already have characters in my head thinking about who's going to play Benjamin and Josiah and Clee. I'm like, oh my God, I have goosebumps.
Who's going to play the Immortal? I know. Well, you know, I'm just, as I sort of embark, you know, I'm launching on Halloween, because I mentioned it's one of my favorite holidays, and I really feel this is a story that I want to share on Halloween.
Nice.
And so my launch is October the 31st. And you can pre-order on Amazon or Indigo. You can pre-order right now, both the paperback and the ebook. And I'm just really, really looking forward. Again, I mentioned it's totally out of my comfort zone. But you know, just moving forward and what the future holds, I'm just a big believer. Put your baby out into the universe. Let's see what happens. And how beautiful just to like say, let's see what happens, right? I love that. There's no, like, I just want to see what magical thing happens through this. I want to be dazzled. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Let's see who the people that I meet, and like, it's just exciting for me. I always say it's exhilarating and terrifying, but I like to be exhilarated and terrified.
Of course. Life would be boring if it wasn't.
Yes, exactly.
So congratulations again on your book. Like, I love the cover.
Thank you.
She's like captivating. She's luxurious. She's mystical. Like all of these wonderful things. And I'm excited to see how the world responds to the Immortal Secret, and I'm so proud of you. I love you so much.
Thank you. I love you too.
Just enjoy every moment.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
sweetie. Thank you.